distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and welcome to the Chamber of Commerce here in Valletta. My name is Patrick O'Brien, I'm Director of Communications for Exante, and it's a pleasure to see so many of you here this evening for the Status press launch, which will be one of two to be held over the next 7 days. It must be said, while many European countries remain on the fence regarding the cryptocurrency market, Malta had the foresight by taking a proactive and welcoming position in resulting in numerous potential investors and leaders from the cryptocurrency field moving to the country. It is believed that the cryptocurrency and blockchain sector could be in time on par with the iGaming sector. A major factor of this has been the country's pro-blockchain laws, as well as their existing regulations. One of the people involved in the drafting of these laws has been Dr. Max Ganado, a senior partner of Ganado Advocates, with over 35 years' experience as a lawyer. He's a well-respected voice within the blockchain and crypto space. It's a pleasure to welcome Dr. Max Ganado.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I was asked to do a quick review of what has been happening in this area. In the past, we all know that we used to be all focused on designing financial products which produced returns and produced effects, which were important and gave very good flexibility to the financial system. Malta at that time was also at the forefront by introducing legislation on derivatives and netting and this sort of stuff, which allowed international business to grow in Malta. Recently now, we are seeing the same thing happening in relation to this area. And tokens, as you know, are going to be the new product, which is going to produce effects, legal effects, which many of us would never have imagined one particular asset could do. If we look at the type of tokens on the market, you find that everybody is designing their own product, and they're coming out with tokens which feel like shares, bonds, or derivatives. And then on the other hand, we have tokens which appear to be money or currency. We also have very simple ones like vouchers, and we use those to play games or to buy small assets. But the most interesting part are where they're hybrids, and hybrids can do everything. So suddenly we have a share that you can use to pay for goods, and then you have a token relating to currency with which you can vote in a general meeting. It's just mind-boggling in terms of what is happening in this space. And for a lawyer who is involved in development of law, this is a wonderful intellectual challenge to be involved in, and that's why it's so exciting to be involved. What Malta did was basically recognize that this legal uncertainty around this area is a big problem for everybody. So the quicker we can come in with some answer to some questions, the more we are going to be useful to the development of this industry where innovation is key. And that is what we've been doing. We've been effectively starting to deal with the uncertainty that exists in this area. The first part we did was to introduce a clear distinction between what is a security and what isn't. Securities are highly regulated. What is not a security can be dealt with as a normal asset, like a book or a pen. So once we did that, then you're suddenly on ground where you can start defining clearly which laws apply. The issue was dealt with by the introduction of what was called a virtual financial asset declaration or definition. It is the space between the security and the irrelevant asset. And it's the type of asset that has an investment potential, a money potential, a payment potential, something that people can potentially invest in and feel that this is something they can put their money in terms of growth or protection or value. And the financial asset test is now part of our law, which is passing through Parliament exactly as we speak. They're discussing it in Parliament at the moment. Blockchain is the underlying technology, and Malta has taken the view, yes, okay, cryptocurrencies, and we have to deal with that issue clearly, but what is more important and important for the future is the blockchain technology, because the blockchain technology has wonderful features which are going to be able to help us solve so many problems which we have not been able to solve to sufficient levels in the past. And the tokens are the language or the currency of a blockchain. In other words, the digital platform needs something to trade with. something to communicate, and the tokens are the language of that platform. A token needed at the moment. Stasis is actually a project which is designed to be useful, and that is what is so exciting about it. It's fine to have thousands of digital assets, but not very useful if you can't do anything with them. And the big issue is here, how we transfer from the digital world to the real world. And the creation of a token which basically reflects a currency which can be used to buy things or services is obviously the bridge that is needed. And here we actually have something being offered which is going to solve that problem. And you know, it's obviously one which has potential which is enormous. And Malta is now willing to create a regulator, again in a second law, which is going to sit down and check the technology, and is going to certify the technology, and is going to have the support of persons who will effectively say this technology works and does what it says it does. And the elements that you see on the written paper you can read actually exist in the digital world, which none of us can actually, well, maybe you can, but certainly not most of us. But a lot of us can't understand what is written in code, so we need to understand that there is a quality which is assessed by someone who is actually competent to do so. So the law introduced the concept of a registered systems auditor who is going to check the blockchain technology which is being offered to the public. It's also got a technical administrator who's going to check that on a continuing basis things are happening as intended. And what is very, very important is that there is a power to intervene if something goes wrong and someone is suffering loss or someone is finding that there's a breach of law. In these two cases, the technical administrator can intervene. So, you know, last comment, congratulations and good luck. You're first off the mark on this issue. It's very exciting to be able to be part of this discussion and development in our country. Hopefully by the end of the week, all the laws will be in place, and the momentum that we are seeing in Malta at the moment and excitement will continue in the right direction with the cooperation between players who want to live to a standard of regulation and compliance, together with a government that is interested in working with people of this type. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Canado. I would now ask Gregory Schlumoff, the CEO of Stasis, to say a few words.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Buongiorno, signori. I'm happy to announce today the official launch of the first stable cryptocurrency backed by euro. It's called Eurs, or Stasis Euro token. We combine the benefits of digital assets and the features of traditional currencies. We have also developed an ecosystem that allows to tokenize any asset legally and transparently. If you're an investor, that means now you have a two-way currency flow channel between traditional and digital assets. You have a new liquid alternative that is secure and from erratic volatility of cryptocurrencies. You also have a transparent framework of asset tokenization. For businesses, that means you can offer your customers payment solutions based on the blockchain technology, which means secure and faster payments, immutable on a distributed ledger. For cryptocurrency exchanges, this opens access to a new promising token with guaranteed liquidity, backed by a reliable and transparent counterparty. And finally, for a government, it is the stream of future tax earnings. It is an opportunity to legally embrace the blockchain and digital currencies, which is an exciting new marketplace that is here to stay for years to come. Also, the government will be able to attract fintech startups to the country and bring intellectual and financial capital. We are certain in the future success of our Eurs token because of the experience and synergetic expertise of the team that is behind it. In fact, our company called Stasis, or Stasis, because it's an island of stability in the stormy ocean of digital currencies and offers promising opportunities like Malta itself. So our team already developed a cryptocurrency wallet, and I'm about to show you how we deliver to our motto of bridging the gap between decentralized finance and the people. So basically, and I suggest everybody to go to the App Store and search here for the wallet itself, and everybody will be able to get 10 euro as token from us. Just approach our team. So you just search for Stasis wallet, and then the internet should be working here. Yes, and then you just download it and you create a wallet, and it's very easy to create, and then you'll have your balances, and you will be able to receive, send, and see your balances in Euros token. So besides business goals, like I said, our mission is to bridge the gap between decentralized finance and the people, and that's why we launched the Crypto Charity Initiative earlier this year. It's a blockchain-powered solution backed by Government of Malta, and we collected considerable amount of capital from over the world, which we will now be able to transfer directly to the Community Chest Fund. And this is how it's done. So I just press send here. I select the camera. So then I need to scan that QR code. Then I input the amount. It's 40,000 euro, which is equivalent to 40,000 euro in conventional world. And then I advise Patrick to press button. Could you please execute this transaction for me? So once Patrick presses continue, it will be forever immutable on the blockchain. So yes, now you see this is the transaction that is being mined right now. It will take 5 to 10 minutes. We can look at it on the blockchain explorer. And after a couple minutes, it will be transferred to the recipient. I want to thank the representative of Malta for their support of blockchain-related businesses and for their openness to innovation and new technologies, for their thoughtful approach to lawmaking and financial regulation. We are here and ready to keep helping the Maltese government to implement this strategy to the mutual benefit of all parties. So I sincerely thank you all, and especially Your Excellency, for being here with us today and sharing this moment with us.
Thank you, Gregory. Well, our next speaker doesn't really need any introduction. Her Excellency has been a beacon of light throughout her political career when it comes to showcasing Malta as the best place to do business. As President, Your Excellency, you bridged the gap between firms like Exante and Statis from a corporate social responsibility point of view and opened us up to the importance of helping those within our community. I was also thinking today that when you started your tenure as President, we at Exante were celebrating our success with the most successful Bitcoin fund in financial history, but I'm sure this news did not reach you at that time, as was both early stages for both of us. Please be standing for the President of Malta, Her Excellency Marie-Louise Coleiro Preca.
Thank you, Patrick. To be honest, I'm not much into cryptocurrency or blockchain or all this, but truly this is exciting, very exciting this morning. And I really would like to thank Statis and Exante for making this possible to be with you today, to see, at least experience a very brief moment to get this excitement. And I am truly proud of my government and my country that are courageous in the face of such challenges, innovative challenges, to take up this, challenge and start being so proactive, being so progressive, and looking far ahead to take on board this new technology, this innovative way of doing business, and regulating it. And probably, Max, we will be the very first, I think, in regulation. So we will be this tiny country, but really a huge statement of being courageous, being innovative, being proactive, to stand up for innovative ways of doing business, to encourage and create the space for more members of the global business community to join here and really mark and do and help out with prosperity. I think this is the most important thing. Prosperity addresses also inequalities. And as we have seen Gregory do right now, or rather, and with the help of Patrick, prosperity addresses inequality. That transaction of 40,000 will go to help in the building of this project, very important project at the Oncology Center. Il Giardina, we call it. For those who are not familiar with Maltese, Il Giardina, or rather Italian, it sounds very Italian as well. It is the garden. We need this very important garden at the Oncology Center. It is what we call the Serenity Garden, where we will create this beautiful space for patients with cancer, space with beautiful flowers, beautiful plants, where they can feel calm, can feel more relaxed, they can join with their family and have these moments at this very vulnerable moment in their lives. So crypto charity is a reality, and today we have seen that this is also a reality. So I am now even more convinced that innovative ways of doing business, creating more prosperity, will actually result into also addressing inequalities. So I'd like to really thank Stasis for taking up this responsibility as well within your corporate social responsibility to help out with this vulnerable community, and also to prove that when we aim at being innovative, using technology in the right way, we can truly create prosperity, but also in the process address inequalities and vulnerability. I'm very proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I now call to the podium CEO of Exante, Mr. Alexei Karienko.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, Your Excellency, thank you very much for joining us today on the launch of this very important project. We all know that it's quite a challenge for blockchain cryptocurrency businesses to open a traditional bank account. And the Stasis project really closes the gap. This is a bridge between this old classic economy and the modern economy of blockchain. I'm really glad, and it's an honor for me, that Exante is a co-founder and the first investor in this project. Gregory has a brilliant team. Now we have even more supporters, and I'm sure that the project will develop really fast. Once again, I want to thank you. I want to thank the government of Malta and Her Excellency for constant support of the project. And it's very important for me that we launch this project on this island, because now the Malta becomes the capital of the blockchain development. It's really the island of innovation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alexei. So in order for Her Excellency to be able to fit in her other appointments, we'll just take a small little break, and we'll return with a Q&A session, and then we'll have some networking session afterwards. So if we can just take a 5-minute break, okay? Thank you very much.
breaks your heart. Whoa, it sets you free. There's something about love that tears you up. Whoa, you still believe when the world falls down like the rain. He will bring you to your knees. There's something about love that breaks your heart. Whoa, but don't give up. There's something about love. When you're young, scared of the night, waiting for love to come along and make it right. Your day will come, the past is gone, so take your time and leave and let be. There's something about love that breaks your heart. Whoa, it sets you free. There's something about love that tears you up. Whoa, you still believe when the world falls down like the rain. It will bring you to your knees. There's something about love that breaks your heart. Whoa.
Okay, if I can ask you to return to your seats, please. Thank you very much. Okay, so if everybody could return to their seats, please. So we would like to now throw over to the audience. If you've got any questions you would like to ask, please feel free to ask our panel. So anybody got any questions they would like to ask? Don't be shy. Anyone?
I've got a question for Gregory. Gregory, what about the blockchain network? Are you planning to build your very own blockchain network? So I've heard something about that. Could you please tell us more?
So, check. Does it work? No? Check. Microphone does. Raz. Oh, check. Okay. So, very good question. We actually thought of developing our own blockchain network, and we have a dedicated team working on it. So far, no significant benefits from the separate or own blockchain network have been found. So we're planning to using Ethereum network as the main one, but we can easily migrate to Stellar or to EOS or to some other network when we decide it has economic sense. So far, Ethereum blockchain is the most secure transaction network ever created by man on this planet.
Okay, anybody else got a question? Okay. I'll leave the lady go first over here, okay? Just here. And then we'll pass down to you, sir, okay?
Hi, Kadi from the FinTech Times. I was just wondering, so how connected this new coin will be to euro as a currency? And how will you sort of tackle this whole volatility issue of the cryptocurrency as opposed to the actual currency?
So, yes, very simple. A customer sends €1 and he gets €1 token. And the reserves are held in a custody transparently. So we do 3 streams of audit: quarterly audit by Big Four firm, weekly audit by a legal firm, and we will post our balances and statements from the accounts daily. So public community will have very transparent understanding what the asset side of the balance sheet is. And liabilities are transparent by design, so.
Yeah, but then the token will be more or less than €1?
No, it always will be pegged to euro, yes. And probably your question lies in terms of trading, right? Because somebody of you heard recent stable coin, one of our competitors listed on some exchange and rose in price. So that was due to the fact they don't have market making capacity and they don't have enough experience in making markets, trading markets. We have a very serious partner sitting next to me who invented and traded algorithmically markets for more than a decade. So we'll make sure our algorithmic trading mechanism will balance the price on exchanges and there won't be any fluctuations.
Okay, we can pass the mic to Gata Salithis, our co-founder of Exante, who'd also something to do with this question.
Question, could you please outline the benefits of using Stasis as opposed to or crypto euro as opposed to fiat euro? What are the benefits? Why would anyone use them? Who would like to?
Sorry, can you repeat your question? So, opposed to what?
The benefits of crypto euro as opposed to fiat euro. Like, why would people or businesses use crypto euro rather than fiat euro?
Yeah, good question. It's quite obvious actually. You will have permissionless near instant transactions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you won't need a bank as a middleman. You and me won't need a bank as a middleman to transact between each other, and the same goes to any kind of business who need instant settlement and permissionless transactions and the stable currency. So efficiently, Stasis Euro takes the best of two worlds. It's stable as fiat currency and it is permissionless, fast and cheap as a blockchain currency.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, we have a gentleman just waiting here. We will come back to you just over here, okay? Sorry about the little jog around. Gentleman here with the sunglasses. No, up a bit on the third row, yes.
Hi, it's Jared Fenech from CCN. Regarding the marketing of the coin, do you plan to perhaps start approaching retail outlets, I don't know, businesses to maybe start adopting the use of the coin since it's a one-to-one pairing?
So far, our roadmap is to start trading this token on the most popular and liquid exchanges and to deliver more liquidity than our initial competitor, Tether. Once we start trading more than $1 billion US or euro equivalent a day, we'll start approaching businesses because then they will understand they'll always have liquidity to trade in and out. But first step is to create this liquidity on separate exchanges to diversify to multiple pools of capital.
Okay, so gentleman over here, please.
Hi, my question is for Gregory. So I'm Mohammed from KPMG Canada. My question is mainly related to the parity between the euro and Stasis. So I understand like the 1 euro equals 1 Stasis, and I'm just asking a question related to the number of tokens that's going to be issued and if it's going to have an impact inflation-wise on the euro itself or like on Stasis. And do you have a cap on the number of tokens to be issued? Thank you.
Very good question. So obviously the capacity, the upper limit of Stasis M2 of euro. So all cash and the money on bank accounts in euro could be converted theoretically to Stasis. And of course we would welcome this if this were to happen. But for now, it will be strictly 1 euro to 1 Stasis euro, and these money, these reserves will be held within custodies, and they will just stay there for foreseeable future. So ultimately, once we cross 1 billion in reserves, we'll reach out to, we have engaged in several talks with some insurance companies to manage them conservatively and insure them against any losses. But that is only when we reach to a certain size. Initially, they will just stay in the bank accounts.
Okay, we have another question over here.
Hi there. I have a question for Gregory as well. Maximilian Dunn from the FinTech Times. So were the reasons for choosing to back your platform against the euro purely due to the jurisdictions that you're based in, or were there other reasons for that? secondly, how do you plan on avoiding the pitfalls that we've seen when traditional currencies have been backed against other currencies?
Okay. Well, euro is primarily due to the jurisdiction, you're right, and it's also the second most traded currency globally in trade, finance, and trades between countries. And obviously, we end up having all the characteristics of the euro currency itself. So if euro is to fall or rise in price versus the basket of other currencies like the dollar or yen, of course our token will follow the same route. But we will follow up with another tokens representing other currencies, and it will be up to the customer to decide which one to use.
And we already have requests to securitize not only currencies but also assets like bonds and stocks. And this is the roadmap.
Great, good answers.
Okay, anybody else got a question? Okay, gentlemen there.
More about tokenization of another asset classes, I mean traditional asset classes with the Stasis platform.
Efficiently now when Stasis has a technical and legal framework, it's not a problem to add any kind of assets. So for us now it's nearly the same to issue crypto euro, crypto USD, crypto ruble, or crypto Apple share. So we will just hold in our custody shares of the company instead of government bonds. This is it.
I'll suggest Max to take this question because it's more in a regulatory framework.
Well, yes, I mean, as you move a token from one class to the other, you don't need any regulation at all. So anything that is done is always done in terms of the regulatory infrastructure, which is being enacted into law as we speak. And for the interim period until it comes into effect, there is a cooperation level with the authorities in order to ensure that things don't happen without any planning, you know, because it's all happening so fast, you know. So it's moving well. It's moving well.
Okay, anybody else would like to ask someone? Okay, the lady here.
Hi, it's Rachel from Forbes, USA. And could you just talk a little bit more about the crypto charity that you're doing?
Sure. So this initiative came to us in mind when cryptocurrencies experienced meteoric rise last year. And we thought we should give away something to people that are in need from part of the accumulated wealth that happened so fast. And we thought it's a new tool for people from over the world to commit to a project they feel good about or feel confident they need to share, and cryptocurrencies provide this opportunity. So in fact, we had a contributor from New Zealand who never been to Malta, who probably doesn't know anything about like local culture or anything, but he learned about the project and the hospital, and he felt he needed to help. So he transferred a couple of cryptocurrencies, and we converted them to euros and basically transferred them to the fund. It's a non-profit thing for us completely. It's a tool for us to give away and to deliver our motto of bridging the gap between decentralized finance and the people in the true meaning of it. You know, like the real people who are on the ground need some help, like today.
And the Malta Community Chest Fund, the most established charity organization in Malta, who helps thousands of people yearly with cancer.
Thank you.
Okay.
If I can add one point, in the legislation that is going to Parliament, there is an express permission for charities to be able to issue and trade or acquire and transfer cryptocurrencies as well. So the concept is that the blockchain platform can be organized as a charity, and the tokens on the charity can be used to actually fund projects, which can then be transparent because the blockchain platform is one that is easily monitored by the public in general who is dealing with it. So we addressed one small point, which is a prohibition of trading by charities, because charities usually can't trade. And we felt that we'd better clarify the legal uncertainty in that area and actually say that in this area, it's okay for charities to touch cryptocurrencies and deal with them if they have to for the purposes of their projects. Obviously, there are other issues of compliance, things, like reviewing the source of funds and money laundering compliance, which have to be taken care of. But overall, you're opening up doors for people to really participate in this new technology.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Any final questions?
Good morning, Sam Raichura from Medbon. As far as attracting clients to the Stasis Euro and to give them comfort, is there a minimum or maximum they can invest in? And secondly, how easy is there a limit to the amount of transactions they can do as far as the euros they can put in? And what comfort can you give them should they want to, for some reason, exchange back into just euros for whatever reasons?
Yes, very good question. So again, we as Stasis, we are facing only accredited investors and licensed institutions. And we have a minimal subscription ticket for them of 10 million. Yes, the nature of our agreement with them makes sure they can redeem at some point in time through authors, through liquidity providers. At a later stage, we'll have more payment systems joining this ecosystem, and the small or retail person will be able to transact on an exchange with this token. But you can already download our wallet. If you have not done so, I encourage you to do so. We are giving away 10 euro Stasis tokens to everybody who downloads it today. And then you can deposit Ethereum to this wallet and to exchange it into Stasis Euro and vice versa. So this mechanism already works. We'll be adding Bitcoin shortly, and we have other cryptocurrencies in the roadmap that will be added to our infrastructure.
Okay, thank you.
Just maybe to a bit explain, the mechanics is such that Stasis itself deal only with financial institutions, but then those financial institutions provide liquidity on the exchanges. So in about 1 or 2 weeks, any of us will be able to buy any amount of Stasis Euro on the crypto exchanges.
Okay, yes, that is important.
Okay, anybody else? Any questions? Okay, so I thank you for coming. At the beginning, I mentioned to you that this was kind of like a part one. Next week, we will have the Prime Minister and Honorary Sylvia Skembury. We hope Max will join us as well next Wednesday, the 4th of July. And we'll be continuing with our official launch. But for the moment, thank you very much for coming. We look forward to chatting to you later. And we hope you enjoy. If it's first time to Valletta, we hope you enjoy Valletta. Thank you very much.
Just last closing remark. We have an evening party on the boat. The boat will be located in the Porto Masso Marina. So I welcome you, everybody who has some questions or who want more crypto euro, to come and join us for the evening party.
Okay. Thank you very much.
It starts at 6, by the way, 6 p.m.
So you must show me how to do this.
Yeah, you just put any password, like password you like.
Hand on hand in for the ride of your life. It's gonna be alright. Hold on tight. There's something about love that breaks your heart. Whoa. There's something about love that breaks your heart. Whoa, it sets you free. There's something about love.